emergency, please leave via one of the emergency exits on the left and right side of the theatre and go to the nearby assembly point. Please follow the instructions from staff. Mae'r toiledau agosaf trwy'r drws yma ar y dde. The nearest toilets are through this door on the right. Lluniau. Un rheol syml iawn. Mae'n ddiwrnod arbennig iawn. Cewch dynnu faint o luniau efynoch. Photography. One simple rule at the university. It's a very special day and you're welcome to take as many photos as you want. Pan fydd y fanffer yn canu, bydd y seremoni ar gychwyn ac fe wahoddir y gynulleidfa i sefyll. When the fanfare sounds, this means that the ceremony is about to start and guests are invited to stand. Yn olaf, ar ddiwedd y seremoni, gofynir i westeion aros yn ei seddi nes fod yr ymdaith academaidd a fydd yn cynnwys y graddedigion wedi gadael y theatr. Finally, at the end of the ceremony, guests are asked to remain in their seats until the academic procession, which will include the graduates, has left the theatre. Gyda hynny o eiriau, llawer o ddiolch am eich cydweithrediad, mwynhewch weddill diwrnod. With those few words, many thanks for your cooperation. Enjoy the rest of the day. Can you all please rise for the procession?
O Beata Trinitas, O Beata Trinitas, tibi laus, tibi gloria, tibi gratiarum actio, O Beata Trinitas in sempiterna secula, O Beata Trinitas, gogoneddog arglwydd, henffych well, gogoneddog arglwydd, henffych well, Eglwys a changell a phendigodi, cywydd a gweithred a phendigodi, llyfrau a llythyr, awyr ac effer, cysgod a golau a phendigodi, gogoneddog ar glwydd, henffych well, moroedd a ffoliana, deiar a phendithia, nefoedd a glodfora, dri yn un. Dyro'n ffyddlondeb, dyro'n dy obaith, dyro'n dy gariad, dri yn un.
Fi'n hawn da, ystieddwch os gwelwch chi'n dda. Is-lywydd y Brifysgol, aelodau'r cyngor, gymrodyr anfydeddus ac anwyl gyfeillion. Mae'n braf iawn i mi gael eich croesawu chi yn gynnes iawn yma prynhawn hwn, yma i gampws Coleg y Drindod, i gampws Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant. Dyn ni yma i dathlu llwyddiant gwaddedigion i Brifysgol, ac mae'n hyfryd gweld y theatr yma yn orlawn. It's a great pleasure for me as Vice-Chancellor to welcome you here today to the University as we celebrate the success of the graduates. We are starting 2 weeks of celebrations across Wales, where we mark the academic achievements of our students. And nothing gives me more pleasure than having the opportunity of joining with family and friends to mark their academic achievements. Ond yw wedi bod yn gyfnod anodd. Di chi fel graddedigion, fel darpar addedigion, wedi gorfod yn ymgymeryd a'ch cyrsiau academaidd mewn cyfnod mor ddyrus. It has been so difficult for you as students of the university to undertake your studies in this COVID period. And I want to pay tribute to you all for your resilience, for the excellent work that has been undertaken. It has been difficult, but you have succeeded in your academic work. And we are delighted on your behalf as members of the faculty. Today, we gather here in Carmarthen in this formal convocation of the University of Wales. And we do that in order to honour and pay our respect to you for the academic success of your studies. And we want to thank you for the excellent contribution that you have made to the life of the university It may be within a hybrid virtual world of the university, but each one of you has made a difference to the life of Trinity St David. Gai ddiolch yn ddidwyll iawn I chi am y cyfan da chi wedi wneud. Ac mae'n bwysig nawr eich bod chi'n gallu edrych ymlaen gyda hyder wrth I chi gychwyn ar swyddi newydd y myd addysg, swyddi newydd y maes ieuenctid, cyfleoedd newydd I chi ddatblygu sgiliau ac arwen yn ein cymunedau. This is a very special year for us as a university, as we celebrate 200 years. We celebrate 200 years of lifelong learning where higher education began in Wales. Just think about that. 200 years of continuation of learning opportunities in Wales. Hundreds of thousands of students over the years have been part of this journey. And today, you are part of the future of the university and the future opportunities that will arise from your graduation. May I also take the opportunity of expressing our gratitude to the academic staff who have supported you. Di chi wedi cael cymorth ardderchog gan y staff academaidd, ac ai fanteisio ar ran cyngor y brifysgol I ddatgan yn diolch I chi am y gwaith arbennig di chi wedi wneud. Diolch yn fawr iawn. Your parents and friends are very proud of you. It's a shame that I can't capture the smiles on their faces, the glee in their eyes. They really appreciate the hard work. It would be lovely to have that photograph so that you can share. Can I suggest perhaps that there has never been a better opportunity than this afternoon for you to ask them for that cheque for £500 for that new car? You might find that that cheque will be in the post very, very quickly. But so many of you have achieved academic excellence in your studies. So many of you will now progress to academic posts within teacher education, within professional education studies. And I have no doubt that some of you will become legends within your own CVs. But let's focus one moment on your legend here in the university. You came here 3 years ago with a commitment to develop a professional vocation for education. And you have succeeded. You know as I do that a university education is much more than subject knowledge. It's the opportunity for you to grow. I chi ddatblygu hyder fel unigolion. I chi ddatblygu sgiliau newydd, sgiliau cynhwysol. A fydd yn addas nid yn unig o fewn cyd-destun dosbarth, ond hefyd o fewn cymdeithas. You know the value of education, of educare, to draw out that what lies within. And isn't that what you will be doing now as future teachers? Taking that opportunity to craft the future of so many youngsters within our primary and secondary schools. Di chi wedi cael y cyfle yn y brifysgol I ddatblygu sgiliau newydd. Di chi wedi cael cyfle I ddatblygu proffesiwn. A di chi mynd I fewn I proffesiwn hynod werthfawr. What an exciting opportunity in Wales to be involved in teacher education. A new curriculum, a visionary curriculum, an opportunity to make a difference, focusing on resilience, on stewardship, focusing upon developing the talents of the youngsters of Wales. But as you leave this university, as you cross the stage, now is the time to ask the question, what are you going to give back to the community at large? What difference can you make in your life, in your professional practice? A dewch I ni fod yn onest, di ni byw mewn byd sydd yn galw allan am arweinwyr. Arweinwyr sydd yn ddigon cadarn I sefyll dros yr hyn maen nhw'n gredu ynddo fe. We desperately need leaders, young leaders within our communities that are prepared to stand up for values, for the integrity of civic life. And as future teachers, you have a role to play. You will be the facilitators of change within our community, and you can make a difference. I hope Trinity St David has given you opportunity to grow in stature, to question, to ask, what do I believe in? What am I prepared to stand for? because the University of Life will certainly give you those opportunities to develop your skills. As you now cross this stage, as you start your careers, our plea, our counsel to you is to be confident change makers, to be leaders of change, and to stand up for what you believe. You, we believe, are the future leaders of our community. And that is why we stand here today, acknowledging your skills. Mae'r cyfleoedd o'ch blaen chi yn ardderchog. Fe gewch chi gyfleoedd gwych, a dych chi'n mynd i wneud gwahaniaeth. Ond yn fwy na dim, dych chi'n mynd i fwynhau eich swydd. Dych chi'n mynd i fwynhau yr cyfleoedd o fewn cyd-destun addysg. Today, whether you realize this or not, you join a guild of graduates where there are hundreds of thousands of individuals all over the world that carry with them a single name on their professional CV. And you too, after today, will carry that name with you. Do you know what that name is? Wales, Prifysgol Cymru. Today you become ambassadors of this great teachers. And nobody knows better than Wales of the value of education, of the values of educational reform. We want you to be proud ambassadors of this university. We want you to be proud ambassadors of this learning country. And we want you to stand up for the educational values which we believe in. Today you take your leave. Today you gain your BA. But do remember, those are only the first two letters of the alphabet. There's so much more to learn within the University of Life. But you have started on that journey. Ac wrth i chi nawr ddechrau'r swyddi newydd, wrth i chi ddechrau'r gyfleoedd newydd yn eich gyrfa, cofiwch y drindod yw i sant. Cofiwch y cyfleoedd ac awswch chi yma. A peidiwch byth ac anghofio, mae dyma'ch cartref chi. Mae dyma'r brifysgol a fydd yma i chi ddatblygu eich sgiliau ar gyfer y dyfodol. We also today, of course, honour worthy men and women who have made a difference to the life of Wales. And later in the convocation, we will have the privilege to admit the Reverend Tom Evans to fellowship of the university. A dwi'n hynod o falch i gael eich croesawu chi yma i'r brifysgol heddiw, a hefyd eich teulu. Mae'n hyfryd yn bersonol i mi gael y cyfle i'ch derbyn chi yn gymrawd o'r brifysgol. Ond beth am ganolbwyntio arnoch chi y myfyrwyr? Eich diwrnod chi ydy hi. This is your day. Enjoy it. Go out and celebrate. Party hard, but more than anything, remember that you now can make a difference. On behalf of the university, I wish you well. May God bless you, and may his countenance always be with you. Darparraddedigion y brifysgol, llongyfarchiadau. I wish you well. I bid you joy. Llongyfarchiadau.
Gorau awen gwirionedd. Bydded hysbys i aelodau'r brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol. Y cynhelir ar y 4 o'r Ffennaf 2022 yma'n Rhef Cyfyrddin, gynulliadau awdurdodedig Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant i dderbyn i'w priodol raddau, bersonau da ei gair, sydd drwy efrydiaeth yn y brifysgol a thrwy ddisg, medr a dyfal barhad wedi teilyngu'r cyfryw raddau yn unol ag ordeiniadau'r cyrff dyfarnu. Gyda phob gweddi a dymuniad ar iddynt fwynhau iechyd a hir hoedl i wasanaethu eu cenhedlaeth a'i gwlad dan fendith y nef. Yna, dy oleini a gyfyd mewn tywyllwch, a tywyllwch a fydd fel hanner dydd, a rhai a fyddant ohono ti a adeiladant yr hen ddiffeithleoedd. Gorau awen gwirionedd. The best inspiration is truth. Be it known to members of the university and to all here present that authorised congregations of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, are being held here in the town of Carmarthen on the 4th of July 2022 to admit to their appropriate degrees, worthy persons who have, through study at the university and through learning, ability and perseverance, been deemed worthy of such degrees in accordance with the ordinances of the awarding bodies, in the hope that they may be given health and long life to serve their generation and their country under the blessing of heaven. Then shall thy light rise in obscurity, and thy darkness be as the noonday, and that they that shall be of thee shall build the old waste places.
Byddai'r hysbys i aelodau'r brifysgol ac i bawb sydd yn bresennol fod Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant wedi rhoddi'r awdurdod i'r athro Edmund Hughes dderbyn i'w graddau fyfyrwyr Prifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a nilliodd raddau yn unol ar rheolau'r brifysgol. Gwelir enwau'r myfyrwyr y gellir ei derbyn i'w graddau yn y cynulliad hwn ar y rhestru printiedig sydd wedi ei dosbarthu. Let it be known to members of the university and to all who are present that the University of Wales Trinity St David has granted authority to Professor Edmund Hughes to admit to their degrees students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have qualified for degrees according to the regulations of the university. The names of the students that can be admitted to the degrees at this congregation can be found on the printed lists that have been distributed.
Anrhydeddus is Ganghellor, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd athro yn y celfyddydau. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained a degree of Master of Arts. Samantha Louise John. Eve Alexandra Jones. Natasha Gwendolyn Jones. Amy Louise Mathias. Anrhydeddus is Ganghellor, cyflwynaf i ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant a enillodd radd baglor yn y celfyddydau. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales Trinity St David who have gained a degree of Bachelor of Arts. Sioned Mair Evans. Christopher Gregory. Richard Gregory. Gwenlli Morgan Griffith. Sonia Griffiths. Fionn Han Jones. Bethan Mair Hill. Rhydian David Howells. Aled Hywel Bedo Hughes. Miriam Catrin Lennon-Jones. Harry McBride. Kia J. Neck. Lucy Owen. Sonia Helen Povey. Megan Harv Samuel. Lucy Taylor. Carrie Ann Tinouche. Emily Charlotte Tish. Rebecca Sophia Wilson. Lauren Jade Bourne. Elena Caitlin Brown. Emily Brown. Lucy Butcher. Hayley Clark. Sarah Dalkin. Rosie Evans. Shay Nicole Farrell. Lainey Gallo. Amanda Louise Gold. Charlene Griffiths. Thomas Jordan Hickey. Kelly Marie Hodson. Amelia Grace Hughes. Catherine Mary Maud Hughes. Jack Hussey. Anna Louise Jenkins. Laurie Johnson. Holly Jones. Kelsey Francis Jones. Caitlin Llewellyn. Lily Lloyd. Chris Lloyd. Jessica Ann Milford. Eleanor Molyneux. Rhian Morgan. Rebecca Ann Newton. Olivia Rees. Sophie Louise Rachel Roberts. Bethan Jane Rogers. Yasmin Mary Lynn Scribe. Ellie Jane Thomas. Jordana Elise Tregonin. Ebony Rose Tuckwood. Charlotte Kate Turner. Caitlin Samantha Watkins. Kurt Aaron Westron. Ashley Jade Day. Louise May Hosking. Ruth James. Rachel Jenkins. Dana Louise Jones. Adam Richard Capps. Susan Elizabeth Lines. Samantha Louise Plant. Lindsay Joanna Rees. Tracy Ann Webb. Anrydeddus is Ganghellor, cyflwynaf I ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Drindod y Dewi Sant a enillodd radd baglor yn y gwyddorau. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who have gained a degree of Bachelor of Science. Kirsty Marie Briscoe. Charlie Upton Duane. Yasmin Ismet Evans. Katie May Griffiths. Samantha Joanne Grono. Shannon Harris. Sasha Holmes. Janice May King. Bronwyn Mosey. Amanus Hailwen Robinson. Gemma Louise Spain. Catherine Ellen Whitmore. Angela Williams. Isla Isabel Williams. Lindsay Alexandra Wyke.
With all the graduates that have just been presented to the university, would you please stand and we will admit you formally to your degrees. Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol amddiriedwyd I mi, derbyniawch chi i'ch graddau priodol ac I holl freiniau y graddau hynny, yn enw Brifysgol Cymru, y Drindod Dewi Sant.
Boed eich gofal yn wastad, dros lwydd ac yn rhedeg, a'n prifysgol a'n gwlad.
Croeso I sefydliad graddedigion y Brifysgol.
Honourable Gade, you are now graduates and ambassadors of the University of Wales, Trinity St David. Da iawn chi.
Anrydeddus is Ganghellor, Cymera dwyaf I ti ddisgyblion o Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant nad ydynt yn bresennol yn y seremoni hon, ond sy'n gymwys I dderbyn cymhwyster. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I commend to you students of the University of Wales, Trinity St David, who are not present at this ceremony, but have duly qualified for an award.
Trwy awdurdod y Brifysgol amddiriedwyd I mi, derbyniaf y myfyrwyr hynny i'w graddau priodol yn enw Prifysgol Cymru, y Drindod Dewi Sant.
Anrhydeddus is-ganghellor, cyflwynaf I ti ddisgyblion sydd wedi ennill ysgoloriaethau'r Brifysgol. Honourable Vice-Chancellor, I present to you students who have won university bursaries. Gwobr BA addysg gynradd, cyfrwng Saesneg. BA Primary Education Award, English Medium. Catherine Mary Maud Hughes. Gwobr BA addysg gynradd cyfrwng Cymraeg. BA Primary Education Award, Welsh Medium. Ffion Han Jones. Gwobr goffa Carl John ar gyfer astudiaethau mewn gwaith ieuenctid a chymuned. The Carl John Memorial Prize for Studies in Youth and Community Work, Susan Elizabeth Lines. Gwobr Seicoleg am ymdrech, the Psychology Award for Endeavour, Angela Williams. Ysgoloriaeth J.E. Mock am ymdrech, the J.E. Mock Award for Endeavour, Ruth James.
Hello. Firstly, llonfarchiadau to everybody that is sat there. So, my congratulations, they go out to every one of you. Every one of you sat here waiting to walk this stage, a dream that we all had when we first started this journey. This journey that I am thrilled and honoured to stand here today, representing this achievement and success that you've gained over the duration of your studies. The resilience and determination that you guys have shown to continue to keep this vision alive. This vision that has come through the weirdest and most difficult times of our lives, resulting in the utmost successful completion of your degrees, standing here today, overcoming the most difficult time studying during a pandemic. I invite you to join me in this moment, a moment to really take it all in. Stop. Take a breather. You have graduated. The patience and continued commitment that not only we, but our academic leaders, our family, our friends, have shown us and guided us through these last 3 years with the belief that you could be here today. I would like to thank all of the incredible staff, the family, the friends, especially those who may not be here today, who have continued to strive and work equally as hard as us to bring this vision to life. Today marks a new beginning, a new journey for us all. My best wishes go out to every one of you. My last words are words of praise. Congratulations, llonfarchiadau. Diolch.
We will now proceed to present and to honour our fellow. Ga i alw ar y cymrawd, os gwelwch chi'n dda.
Anrhydeddus is-ganghellor, is-lywydd, aelodau'r cyngor, gymrodir a chyfeillion oll. Braint am heithyn im i'r prynhawn hwn, yw cael cyflwyno'r parchedig Tom Evans, cyfaill a chyn gydweithiwr I lawer ar y llwyfan hwn, yn gymrawd anrhydeddus o'r brifysgol hon. It is my very great honour this afternoon to present the Reverend Tom Evans, a friend and a former colleague to many of us on this stage today as an honorary fellow of this university. Tom was born in London, but in the early 1950s, his family, like so many other families that hailed from Cardiganshire, returned to its roots in West Wales. He was educated at Llwyn y Groes and Betws Bledrws primary schools, Lampeter Secondary School, Memorial Theological College Swansea, the Open University, and University of Wales, Cardiff. Mae Tom wedi dilyn gyrfa amrywiol a diddorol ac rwyf ar sawl a chlysur wedi ceisio I annog I ysgrifennu ei hunan gofiant. If there are any publishers in the congregation this afternoon, may I kindly suggest that you have a quiet word with Tom at the end of the ceremony and try and persuade him to publish his autobiography, for he has experienced a most interesting, varied, and rewarding career. It all began in the late 1960s, when, on his ordination, he commenced his ministry at Bethania Welsh Congregational Church, Upper Tumble, Llanelli. In 1975, he was appointed by Christian Aid, initially to serve as an area secretary for Mid Wales and Gwent. And in 1987, he became the charity's National Education Secretary in Wales. 2 years later, he accepted the post of senior producer in the religion department of BBC Wales in Cardiff. And 3 further years down the line, in the summer of 1992, Tom was invited to take up a post of senior lecturer in the Department of Theology and Religious Studies here at Trinity College, Carmarthen, eventually becoming Director of the Centre for Lifelong Learning and then Director of Student Services until his retirement in 2008. Mae'n anodd credu bod 4 mlynedd ar 10 wedi mynheibio ers I ymddeoliad, ond y gwir yw, dyw Tom erioed wedi ymddeol. Although 2008 marked Tom's official retirement, Tom has never truly retired. During the ensuing years, he served on the Directorate of Dyslexia Cymru and Cancer Information and Support Services. He carried out those duties until 2012, when he became a volunteer police chaplain with a newly established chaplaincy within Dyfed Powys Police. In 2013, he was appointed the Force's Volunteer Force Lead Chaplain, developing and building a strong multi-faith chaplaincy team within the force, a role he served with commitment and passion until his latest retirement in 2021. During his time as chaplain, Tom was awarded a Chief Constable's Certificate of Appreciation and 2 Chief Constable's Commendations for the support he shared with officers and staff during several difficult, major incidents, notably the abduction and murder of April Jones in Machynlleth and the fire at a farmhouse in Llangamarch, Wales, where a father and his 5 children lost their lives. Throughout his time with Dyfed Powys Police, his colleagues were very well aware that he was available 24/7, 365 days a year. Astonishing dedication, considering that this was a volunteer role. As retired Chief Constable Mark Collins said, our officers and staff see some truly harrowing and tragic events. And when people really need somebody to listen to them at times when they're really struggling, Tom has always been there, day or night. He has become a bit of a father figure for Dyfed Powys Police and truly enriches the well-being of the force. Wrth ystyried yr amrywiol swyddi y mae Tom wedi ymgymryd yn nhw ar hyd y blynydde, mae rhywun yn sylweddoli bod pob un ohonyn nhw yn ei tro yn dibynnu'n helaeth iawn ar y gallu I gyfathrebu. Y gweinidog a'i ddawn I bregethu'r efengil, yr ysgrifennydd yn marchnata a rwyddo gwaith cymorth Cristnogol, y cynhyrchydd a'r gohebydd radio yn sefydlu perthynas ar gynulleidfa gartre, ac yn y blaen. Does dim syndod felly bod cystal siap ar y rhosod yn ei ardd. Mae'n amlwg bydd Tom yn siarad ar blodau'n rheolaidd ar hyd y blynyddau. Tom has always been a strong and an effective communicator. This ability to communicate with others, to choose one's words carefully, to understand one's audience and connect with them at the right time and place, to be able to empathize with others, and to share one's views in a clear, credible, and authentic way, has been at the heart of his successful career. Highly effective communicators are also very, very good listeners. And this, I would argue, is Tom's greatest strength. He has always provided a non-judgmental listening ear to all and speaks to everyone in a language they can understand. Cyflawnodd Tom lawer yn ei yrfa, ond rwy'n gwybod mae ef fyddai'r cyntaf i gyfaddef na fyddai wedi cyflawni chwarter o'r hyn a gyflawnodd, heb gefnogaeth ryfeddol ei wraig Marlin, a rwy'n falch iawn o'i gweld hithau a'r merched mewn eryd ac yn ngharad a'r oer ifan wrth gwrs yn y gynulleidfa heddiw. Croeso cynnes iawn i chi. We thank you, Tom, for your invaluable services and unstinting efforts on behalf of colleagues, families, and organisations across the region for over 30 years. We thank you for answering those phone calls in the dead of night. We thank you for jumping into your car and travelling the 25 miles or so to this campus in the early hours to support colleagues who are dealing with vulnerable students. We thank you for your outstanding work in some of Wales's most deprived communities. We thank you for being there, Tom, for listening when you were needed. We thank you for making a difference to the lives of countless individuals throughout Mid and West Wales. Diolch am fod yno, Tom, ar gyfer y sawl oedd mewn gwewyr, ar gyfer y sawl oedd angen clustiw brando arno, ar gyfer y sawl oedd yn fregus ac yn chwilio am gysur. Diolch am fod yno, Tom, am rannu dy ffydd, am gynnal y fflam. Yn syml iawn, diolch am roi oes o wasanaeth i eraill. Anhydeddus is Gynghellor, gyda chryn falchder y cyflwynaf i ti y parchedig Tom Evans yn gymrawd anrhydeddus o'r brifysgol hon.
Oh, dear, dear, dear. I must be honest with you, I better do the protocols. Vice Chancellor, learned friends, and the families and friends of the graduands. When that email came, I thought it was another email, because I've presented many a fellow on this stage over the years. I thought it was another invitation to present someone else. So I ignored it for about 10 minutes and went on to deal with another email, which I thought was far more pressing. Had I realized this was far more pressing, because the university had bestowed upon me the tremendous privilege of being a fellow of this college and university. I think what William Dovry has shared with you, without me having to say it, I've got a tremendous fondness for this institution and the university and its staff and its Vice-Chancellor. I've had a wealth of experiences here that my life would have been very, very poor had I not come to Trinity. As you probably worked out, my mother received one outstanding report from school when I was a youngster, and she was very proud of it. Bless her, she didn't fully understand the implications. one of the teachers had written on my report, a trying boy at times. But she thought, well, she said to me, well done, Tumbach. She said, you've done well. I said, thank you, Mum. But it took me years, really, to appreciate what education is all about. And I am, and I'm not ashamed to say it, I am the product of lifelong learning, which the Vice-Chancellors refer to as a a stone in the brickwork of this university and in its making. I want to share with you as graduands a Chinese proverb. And it goes like this: learning is like rowing upstream. Not to advance is to drop back. You've already heard, this is just one step into your future. There are many more steps and many more learning steps to be undertaken throughout life. Back in the 1990s, the late 1990s, this university, inspired by Dr. Medwyn Hughes, our Vice-Chancellor today, set about what was known then as widening access to higher education. And we established a program called Opportunity 2000. The crux of it, I think, started in an hotel in Lampeter, the Black Lion, when we met with a graphic designer to think about how do we project this image of lifelong learning. And that has remained a tremendous quality in Trinity St. David's. The encouragement and the provision that has been the flagship of the university ever since education was flagged up as education from the cradle to the grave. Today, the university prides itself as being a key, imaginative, and creative player in education. If you missed it on the way in, have a look at one of the hoarding or the boards on the Halliwell wall, and you will see the words transforming education and transforming lives, transforming education and transforming lives, and as we heard, in Wales and beyond. Today, friends, you are the products of that very vision. But please don't see your education as being complete, nor your lives fully transformed. Please don't stop rowing upstream. Continue to learn and continue to transform yourselves for the benefit of future societies. In his important book, which I impressed on students to buy, and not just buy, read as well, Pedagogy of the Oppressed by a Brazilian educationalist called Paulo Freire. Paulo Freire saw education as being very much like a banking system. You've learned here, you've banked your education, but please, please don't put that education on a deposit account. Keep that education in your current account and draw checks and share them with future learners. Give of yourself to others so that they can benefit from what you've received in this institution. We know and realize only too well that lives in Wales, the United Kingdom, and globally await that transformation. And you, as we've already heard from the Vice-Chancellor, are the very ambassadors and indeed the transformers to undertake that task. You've been trained, educated, and changed as individuals. Believe you me, there's work to be done in your specialist fields and beyond. Challenges to be faced, lives to be changed, and you are the very persons to undertake that task. Recall the proverb, learning is like rowing upstream. Not to advance is to draw back. There's a story being told about Sir Edmund Hillary, that great man who conquered Mount Everest. He'd tried and failed many, many times. After one such attempt, he stood at the base of that great mountain and shook his fist at it. I'll defeat you yet, because you are as big as you're going to get. But I, he said, am still growing. I'm confident, friends, that your tutors are also confident, and the university is confident that you are the change makers of tomorrow. Please grasp every opportunity, even into old age, what I've already reached. Grasp every opportunity, and don't underestimate your ability or your capacity. Don't let anybody put you down. Stand up for what you believe. Aim and achieve your vision and your dream. Be confident, be strong, be visionaries, and become those unstoppable transformers. Go on, keep rowing upstream, working for that better tomorrow that we all yearn for. Yn enw'ch teuluoedd a'ch ffrindiau a'r cynulliad hwn, ewch i'r yfori gyda nanogaeth a'n dymuniadau gorau. Go forth into tomorrow with the support of your families and friends and our collective encouragement and this university's backing. And we wish you the very best. Pob dymuniadau chi a pob rhwyddianeb. Diolch yn fawr.
Vice Chancellor, Deputy Chair of the University Council, Council members, Honorary Fellows, academic staff, and graduands, many congratulations on what has been a fantastic achievement. As the Vice Chancellor has indicated, you've had to face great challenges. But because of your resilience, your commitment and your dedication, you're won through. Well done. We are very proud of you. Now, I'm not sure if many of you know the story of this university. Don't worry, you're not going to be here for the next 2 hours. But I want to tell you the story of this university. Founded 200 years ago in 1822. Some wag said to me when I mentioned that, were you there at the beginning? It just feels like that. But quite simply, the man who founded this university was Bishop Thomas Burgess, an Englishman who learned Welsh but had a vision that the young people of Wales would gain an education. That vision, that inspiration, those core values still sustain and maintain this institution. That's what it's based on. During its 200-year history, there have been some notable events which have taken place in this university. Can I mention one? And that is that the game of rugby union was first played in Lampeter on the college field when the vice principal, Roland Williams, who came from Cambridge and who had seen the game being played there, decided it would be a good thing that the men in those days, thank goodness we got women playing today, but the men in those days would have an opportunity to play this game. And rugby, in a way, is very much a part of the ethos sometimes of this institution. We've had international rugby players who've been educated here. We have had coaches who've lectured here. I think of Carmarthen James, one of the greatest coaches of rugby union the world has ever seen. A great Welshman, someone who has dedicated his life to Wales and to the game of rugby union. And as I mentioned Carmarthen, I'm very much aware of the loss we suffered last week of Phil Bennett, an honorary fellow of this institution. An individual who, through his game and great ability, entertained millions and millions of people. I was a young boy growing up in Llanelli Grammar School, Roy Burgess, and which quite simply played against Phil on numerous occasions. Actually, it was always one-sided. Phil scored 30, and we didn't score a point at all. And that happened for 4 or 5 years. But the reality is, he was an inspiration to Wales and an inspiration to the game. And who but cannot forget, in 1972, when the Llanelli Scarlets beat the All Blacks. And quite simply, a great celebration. Phil took a penalty, hit the post, and Roy Burgess, another fellow here with us here today, went and scored the try. Fantastic. Scarlet supporters have been living on that for the last, how many years? 50 years, Roy? But it shows the variety and, quite simply, the great and wonderful diversity that has happened in the story of this university. A university which has aspired to give people an education. And today, as graduates, your stories now become intertwined with ours. What you've had to experience, the challenges, the difficulties, are intertwined with the life of this university. You will always be a part of this institution. An institution which, quite simply, wants to give people the best opportunity, and how this institution has grown. Today, this university is one of the most resilient and leading forces in Welsh academia. And that's down to our Vice-Chancellor, an inspirational Vice-Chancellor who's been at the helm here for 20 years. He's transformed this university, but more than that, with the help and support of our wonderful staff, he has transformed the lives of many students. And quite simply, we need to recognize that and the achievements which have been accomplished here. Last week, this university won the European Entrepreneurial University of the Year. We are one of the leading universities in Europe. So your degree as graduates is a degree which is worth having. It's a quality degree, a degree which quite simply will be well respected by those who employ you, a degree which will help you develop your own lives and make a contribution within the life of your own family, but also within the life of the communities and the nation you serve. So today, many congratulations. You are a credit to this institution. What you've achieved is absolutely fantastic. We are so proud of you. So look forward to the future with hope, with purpose, and from the difficulties you've learned here, I am sure that will hold you in good stead for the future. Llongyfarchiadau da iawn, chi'n aelodau ragorol o Brifysgol y Drindod Dewi Sant, a bob llwyddiant i chi yn y dyfodol. Diolch yn fawr iawn.
Would you please be upstanding to receive the University Standard? Degrees of the University of Wales, Trinity, St David. Hir oes i Brifysgol Cymru y Drindod Dewi Sant. Ddawn ni ar seremoni i ben trwy ganu'r anthem genedlaethol.